Since last we've seen the step deck, there's been a lot more progress on here. There's a rubber rail on the passenger side now, and on the top deck. Some improvement over here, huh?
A lot of work. It's getting there though.
What's up, everybody? FSC Trucking. Well, today started today started and then it ends not the way I planned. I'll go ahead and explain. So today is actually Labor Day. I got empty Saturday night pretty late, and it got here, it was literally like morning time on Sunday when we got here. And then we went over to Chris's, had a cookout, had a great time. And then Chris, I didn't know was gonna come in on Monday, which most everybody else has a day off. I told him he'd have to come in, but he wanted to keep working and finish on his trailer. So okay, that was pretty badass. And a dispatch called me, he says, hey, we got a load, an owner-operator has an issue, he needs a load repowered going to Denver. It's on his trailer, it's a step with ramps, and it's going to Denver. Can you handle that? I'm like, yeah, I can handle that, but I gotta put my truck together because Orwell's still limping around with one alternator belt that's loose and it squeaks, so we gotta go ahead and fix that up. So I called Chris, I'm like, hey, I hate to ask, but I need you to come in today, at least get the belts on Orwell so I can roll out tonight. He's like, I'm already at the shop working on a trailer. I'm like, what? You're out of your mind. I'm like, well, maybe he is out of his mind, but there he is. And there it is. So nonetheless, the other thing he did is he went and bought, I talked about this on a live, but he went and bought this big badass welder that makes this job a lot better than what my antique arc welder does. So let's go and check out what he did, because he did all of this on his own by himself without anybody to help him lift steel. And if you ever done this kind of work before, you know how heavy steel actually is. So if you remember from earlier videos, this side piece here, all it is 6-inch C-channel, real basic C-channel, really not anything, fancy. However, it's heavy. And the place I get it from, they sell them in 20-foot lengths. So the splice is right here. So from here to the forward axle is 20 feet. And it's hard for two people to lift one piece of 20-foot C-channel, let alone one guy. So he did it different than I did on the other side. So I'll go ahead and let him explain how that process was, because he sent me some pictures as it went. Here's the pictures. But that's a project as it went while he was working on it while I was out driving. And this is the progress we've got. So you had a little setup between the stool and a couple chairs and...
Chairs, jack stands, and the bar stool.
2 chairs, jack stands, and a bar stool.
When we unloaded it, we put this piece up on here.
Right, so that was on the trailer, not on the floor.
That saved all that. So all I do is cut the angle on that end and then roll it over onto the bar stool. And then I put the cross members up here to clamp it and support it where I wanted it. And welded all that, and then I got up here to this piece, which was a lot shorter, so I was able to just cut it on the floor and hold it up there the same way, clamped it in place and went on.
Yeah, there's a splice right here, so just basically butt welded it and then
heavy plate. Put
a plate on the inside, the same as he did up here with there. But yeah, this piece wasn't that heavy. And they were busted chops yesterday because, well, I didn't think about it, and I don't know, did you think about it until you actually had to do it, or what? Lifting this piece?
Oh, well, yeah.
This piece is approximately 10 feet long, and I don't know, it's only half of 20 feet. Half a heavy is still friggin' heavy. So he had to do that on his own, and the cherry picker's buried back there, so it's like, did he hang up by the cherry picker or just manhandle it? Well, he manhandled it.
It's just figuring out how to do it. That's the interesting part. Can I do this? Can I make this work? That's what's fun. I cut it on the floor, and then I got it up here, and I cut the angle up there and notched it back here. Got it up on my shoulder, and then whoop, hoping it didn't fall. But it worked.
We need to get Chris a camera here, so that's part of what today, I guess, is. Let me answer his phone there. So one of the things Chris did that was different from what I did on the other side is, as you can see, these he welded on, well, I guess you wouldn't know it now, but he put the C-channel on first, then he welded on the stake pockets, the spools, and then the strap. This piece is too short, so that's why I was just cutting a new one to go from there to finish the stake pocket on this side. Then this top part is basically done, with the exception of the little piece of angle iron needs to be welded in for the wood to sit on. But other than that, we're starting to get there. So after that's all done, cross members in the back, cut the light holes. We're gonna add lights more than what the trailer had factory, but it's gonna look a lot brighter going down the road at night. So cut the light holes and then it's ready for paint, which hopefully about a week-ish from now, we'll be able to start actually painting. Well, Chris will be painting, I'll be driving, because you know, that's why he's here, so I could drive more and work in here less. So, all right, well, that's the update. Oh, I forgot. So then, of course, Chris got tired of watching me labor and struggle and deal with that old arc welder, so he goes and buys that unit. So now that runs on 220, so it's running on a big heavy extension cord that my other one did, so I had to change that over. He went and bought this badass super welder. And what exactly is this unit?
It's a Miller-Matic 255.
So this thing is a lot different than what I'm used to. So my little Lincoln machine, it works good, but I really bought it for sheet metal, and I just turned it up as high as it'll go to be able to do bigger stuff. But it does have its limit as far as what it can do. This son of a gun right here does up to 1/2 inch on both aluminum and steel. We just have to get the right MIG wire for the spool gun and a different gas for it. But yeah, Chris went and bought this. He's tired of playing with the little stuff that I brought. So now
It just makes my life easier.
big boy brings the big toys. I don't know, maybe we'll have to split it up like some of them other YouTubers. You know, the one guy is head of the channel, then the guy that runs the shop has his own channel or something.
Yeah.
You got to edit that yourself,
I don't think I'm that entertaining.
Well, you'd be surprised. All right, so we're stepping up in the world with the tools around here, so little by little. Also, I mentioned it in a live. Once this trailer is painted and out, and we can get it out of the way, we are going to start taking on some cash jobs around here. Basically, you know, basic stuff, services, brake jobs, that sort of thing. Also, a lot of guys are running older equipment that, to be honest, the truck dealers, they either don't want to know you or they want to more sell you a new truck that breaks down rather than keep your old unit running. You know, and since that's all we do is keep the old units running. We have done some outside work, predominantly for Trucking Together YouTube channel. Been doing some work on their trailer for them. It's just easier for them to get it here than to get it to where they work on their stuff. So that's kind of how we're doing. But yeah, we're gonna eventually start taking some cash money jobs just to keep keep things flowing around here a little bit better. Once this is out, at least painted, it can come out and we can start doing some other projects. As of right now, the Ford CL9000 frame, that'll be coming in fairly soon, is the plan anyway. I keep getting emails from Joe over at Vicon. He's saying that he's sending me an email each time the frame gets something done. So once we pick it up, we'll have the footage of them putting that truck together, or rather putting that frame together. So we still have this sorry looking thing just laying right there. We've got to finish taking that apart and clean it. That way when the new painted rails go on there, it'll be good to go. Basically on that, we just got to take the springs, axles off the frame horn, clean them separately, and start putting the truck together. But yeah, once this is painted out of my way, we get to get a lot more done in a shorter amount of time. So I know it's slow, be patient, we're working. In the end, I was just one guy by myself doing it all. Now we're just two guys by ourselves doing it all, and we're still kind of swamped. But it is what it is. Alrighty, so let's get ahead and figure out Orwell's belt situation, and then I'll let Chris to it. Alrighty, we got the cab up now. Now I'll have you know, this is the scariest part of cab over ownership is I've seen pictures of them laying flat on their face where they break. That's why I put that strap up there to catch it should there be an issue. But yeah, I mean, there is a lock built into these, and this doesn't exist on this truck. It just rusted off. So the strap is actually better because it holds from the top of the cab, not from the pinch points, or hinge points, I should say. But Chris noticed something here. So this belt just broke off, and then I drove it for a while knowing that if it came apart, I could just run the APU and keep the batteries charged that way. But I didn't have belts on me, and I want to stop at place and hope they have it. So I'm like, you know, if it'll make it home, it'll make it home. Maybe that's a bad idea, maybe it's a good idea, but it's the way I did it. So if you don't like it, leave a comment. If you do like it, leave a comment. And if I care, leave a comment. You'll find out if I do. Now Chris noticed this. When the belt came off, it flipped the shiv. Either it flipped the shiv on the fan clutch or it flipped the shiv up on the alternator and the air conditioning compressor. By the way, the air conditioning compressor, to be honest, it's nothing more than an idler pulley at this point, but it's there.
How long's that been like that?
Since I've had it, it's stripped in the compressor.
Okay.
So I do have a new compressor when we actually do put air conditioning back in this thing, but that's how it's been since.
I've taken a drill down. Go to 7/16 bolt. I don't really want to do it right now, but it can be done.
Well, the way it should be done is replace the compressor and actually make the air conditioning work. But every hose needs to be replaced to make that happen, and that's not going to happen anytime real soon.
Summer will be over before you know it anyways.
Exactly. And then the next summer will be here, and I'll still be bitching about not having air.
See, sides are built out. And it's going to work now, obviously.
Yeah. All right, well, that's another.
Yeah, see how low the belt sits?
Yeah.
Should be sticking up some. It's not uncommon.
Add it to the chrysalis. Boys and girls, obviously it's later on at night. Went home, got changed, got ready to go, got packed up. So now we just got to bobtail down to the yard, pick up the next trailer, and then get ahead and run down to Denver with that load. Hopefully it's already tied down. I'm pretty sure it is, but I might have to tie it down when we get down there. Either way, Jen dropped me off, got my luggage in there. Chris finished up my belt, so go ahead and look at that once Jen pulls out, and then we'll get rolling. All right, let's see if I can. Home.
And that's what you want to get home.
Sounds good. Love you.
Love you, baby.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Jen rolled out, so begin to show you the belt. Just take a peek up in there and see. All right, there you go. So you see the belts are in, good to go. That's gonna help out a lot. Don't have to worry about that. It was squeaking pretty good. Now it's not. Alrighty. The other thing we're doing is we left the trailer behind. I put it here, put it up on the aluminum ramps. That way it's up higher in the air. Chris got a couple of things he's got to do under there this week while I'm gone. Just one of those little pins, not the big pin that has the brake chamber push on the slack adjuster, but the little one that runs the self adjuster. One of them broke off and was gone. Sometimes the cotter pins just rot away and they fall off. They're the easiest things to do. We don't have any of them. We got the big ones. So trailer be down. Chris could operate the trailer with the shop air and go ahead and change that out. Let's give it a service, grease job, all that fun crap. Make sure everything's all copacetic, good to go. So that's basically where we're at with that. So now I just got to bobtail down to the yard, take care of that. To be honest, I'm kind of like sitting here and looking and thinking about everything. The shop's a different place at night too when no one's here. Kind of weird how that works out like that. But I often sit and think and wonder, especially nights like tonight where I come back and I look around and I think about just the different stuff that been going on recently and what has and hasn't been, all of that. I'll be honest with you, I wish that 352 was running again, but again, that's what we're trying to do, is work towards that. Got the Cummins engine right here for the Ford sitting there. It's on a build stand now. It's actually, you can wheel it around and it's modular, so we can change it from engine to engine. We're talking on the live about the A model Caterpillar, the 3406. The original 3406 came out of the 352. It's got a different sound than Orwell does. I'm not sure why, but the A's and the B's sound a lot different. But yeah, the trailer itself, the step deck, is coming along real well. It's looking mighty fine, if I don't say so myself. The amount of work it took to get to this point is tremendous. But I think in about a week, we're gonna start having Chris clean it up and paint it. And we got a couple ideas. Chris is kind of insistent on we do a couple custom things to it. And I don't mind it, it's not a bad idea. I'll just give you a hint. It has to do with this transition from the bottom deck to the top deck. Chris has some really cool ideas that really he thinks would set the trailer off, and I think would too. Not only up front here, but in the back with the tail lights. So we'll see. We're trying to, I don't know, it's nice to have stuff that's a little bit different, but big thing is, like I said, is I want this sucker back to work so I can start running step deck freight with this as well. Plus that RGN, it needs some work. I'd like to start getting that done too. So nowhere near as bad as this trailer was, but you know, it does have some issues that need to be resolved. All right, well with that, let me get ahead and lock this joint up, get Orwell pushed in the knobs, and it starts scrolling. I'll see you at the yard. All right, we're gonna go over to the cellular just only because it does better in low light situations compared to the GoPros. That's the trailer we gotta hook up to. It's an owner-operator trailer. Only one of our owner-operators got a little light wand here. See it, so this is the unit going to Denver. Okay, this is a trailer that goes to one of them real shorty little trucks that they got. We've seen these before. I already checked earlier. He's already strapped it down, tied it down a whole bit, so we really won't have a tremendous amount of stuff to do. What is this, all aluminum trailer? Oh, it's a steel combo. It's already tied. Tie down point there. Tied down there. Alrighty. Yep. Looking, I'm trying to remember if we ever had to tie these down or not. There was a way, some of these trailers, the way these brooms lock into the trailer itself, there was a way you tie it down so it would twist and lock in. Let me go look on the other side. Yeah, see up there? It hooks in. I don't know if you have to do any more than that. No, it falls in a notch, okay. It falls in a notch, there's no need. The other ones, they recommend that you tie it down a little differently. Of course, it couldn't hurt to put a strap or a chain on it. But yeah, that hurts my eyes. So yeah, there's our freight. For all it is. All right, so let's get ahead and latch onto it, get on down the road. wants to see the quote-unquote pre-trip, so we'll just go ahead and do the abbreviated one real quick. Check your lights and tires and get on with it. We'll check brake lights in a minute. Running light, turn signal. Your trailer airing up. Well, this got a slider too, California slider. See the empty hole? It's like my step deck. This is oh, I forget the manufacturer. See that little moose with the wings? Was that Manic or something like that? Oh, oversized strobes. Okay, just like my RGN. I was like, what's these yellows here? That's rear strobe lights. Excellent. Ramp pins are all in. Yup. Snow chains. Alright, well, West Coast legal. Pretty much good to go. We'll go ahead and pull it up top. There's more light. Get the rest of it figured out. I got to drop paperwork at the yard. Reason we're down here in the lower lot is they resealed the upper lot with the pavement, so can't drive on it until tomorrow, which it's almost tomorrow, but I'm not going to be the guy to do that, so we'll just get ahead and pull up on the road, do paperwork, and get strolling. Alright, there we go. Tied down, good to go, good to roll. Alright, let's put the bar away, do the paperwork, and get stepping. I'm going to do a night scene tonight. I'm going to try to give you some rolling shots tonight going through Milwaukee and such. And that'll probably be the end of this video. We'll pick it up when we wake up in the morning. Alright, let's go.